Today's a day of cleanup, so we'll blast this off. Try not to get any water in the engine. We are going to split the case anyway, but still, I'm just trying to clean the outside of it. All this stuff a good cleaning, still got to spray it off. So as I'm cleaning up everything here, it's points housing, which I took everything out of. Everything's coming out nice and shiny and clean. I was going to paint this engine. Now I'm double thinking it here because it's actually came out really nice. I mean, I've painted the one on the CB350. I painted the one in the XS2. The XS1's not painted. The XS1B is not painted, and the Triumph engine's not painted. It all depends on how bad they were. But yeah, this one's not that bad. I don't know. Now I got to think of this over. What I am doing is I've got the head cleaned. The front engine mounts, the transmission, the rocker cover, the transmission and engine mounts, the stem. Going through everything here, all this time-consuming stuff that I don't normally show on the channel. So yeah, when I get done with all this, you'll see a difference. But yeah, you probably don't realize how long this actually took. Well, with most of my parts cleaned, it's time to hone these cylinders out. If you saw my video for the XS2, you would have seen me do this before. I used this ball hone, and luckily for me that the bore on a W1 and an XS650 is almost exactly the same. So therefore, I get to use the same hone and the same procedure. Again, the trick to these is once you're done honing them is to make sure they're super clean. Get yourself a nice clean towel or rag and just go through them, see that one's still dirty. Just keep spraying them, cleaning them, and then eventually when they're all clean, coat them with a little bit of oil if you're not, keep them from flash rusting, because of course I washed all these off with water and soap like they tell you to. But let's see how they look. I don't know if you can see that. Or not. It's got a good pattern in it. Oh, I got some water running down there. But yeah, there's no lip on here. Everything looks good. We'll clean these up, oil them, and then we're going to paint them because these came black, much like the British bikes. I'm just putting a bunch of oil on a rag, wiping them down still. I'm going to keep doing this, changing rags, until it comes out completely clean. These cylinders are heavy. These are not aluminum cylinders. And there goes my oil. Running out of oil on my can. Okay, nice and clean. Nice shiny cylinders. They look good. While we got everything outside, it's a beautiful day. Let's see if we can split this case. Okay, it was just the 3 here that go to the mount that didn't have nuts on them, so remember that. Alright, here comes the fun part. Because there's no gasket on here, this thing is sealed. So without, banging up the sealing surface, we want to get this apart. Let me get these off here so they don't go into the grass and I lose them all. Not that I won't replace them anyway if they're just regular 8 course nuts, M8 course nuts. This actually was pretty simple. It broke free already. Just going to be getting it. Oh, that's not done. Just going to be getting it up evenly. I don't want to have to pry on a case, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right? Nothing to grab onto on this side. All right. This is not prying, this is wedging. Don't quote me on that. The whole thing's loose, that's the thing. I'm not trying to get in there and pry. There's 2 halves apart that are stuck. They're already free. If I had one of those plastic things, I would use that. I don't see any pieces in the bottom, which is good. Doesn't look bad in there. Now the whole point of this was to decrease this and put new sealer on it, because I don't want these cases leaking, And there's no gasket in here. just uses sealers. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use Honda Bond HT. You can use 3 Bond, you can use Yama Bond, probably Honda Bond 4. I'm not really sure, I've never used that. But I think that's okay too. So, alright, the inside of this engine does not look bad. Pretty simple, huh? It's our cam. I'm not going to mess with the cam timing, anything like that. Okay, I'm just spraying a degreaser on here. I'm going to clean these surfaces. Always using a clean rag. I must go through 1,000 of these things. Alright, I'll clean this all up. Get back to you. I degreased them. I'm going to scuff the surface up with a pad just to get any of the old... Bird's making a lot of noise. Oh, he's right there. It's right in the corner of the house. I don't know if you can see him. Just to get whatever old sealer was on there. Get that stuff off. Alright, so now I use some like Scotch-Brite on here. Clean that up. I'm going to use acetone for the final cleanup. I think I am going to paint these just because there's such a contrast in colors between these. And it's aluminum. Alright, get that ready. Alright, and I started on the black. Doing the mounts. Center stand, which I had to buy. Painted up the bottom tree. I gotta find the side stand. I have special paint for the barrels, which is actually called barrel paint. We'll do that. My cylinder heads, all that. I'm getting a lot of painting done today. Over there, I got the transmission and engine. The primary case is out there. There's certain things that are going to be polished, not painted. But we'll keep going. The kickstand all painted. Hanging that, letting that dry. And got my barrel paint for, well, you know, painting the barrels. And this is good till 550 degrees. So yes, the engine is apart as far as it's going to be. I got all these parts painted up. The head's ready to go back together. I got the brackets painted, the case painted, the transmission painted, the lower tree painted. This is the part of the build where things start to turn around because I'm no longer disassembling anything. I am now going to start putting things back together. Yeah, the frames were stripped down, the engine stripped down as far as I'm going to do it. And yeah, this is the best time. Putting things back together, it's actually going to start looking like something. So, thanks for watching. I don't know how long this video is, but I'll tell you this. The total it took me was probably around 7 hours for everything. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.